All right, welcome to the podcast, Culture Talk. My name is Lemuel, and today is a very beautiful day. I have a very beautiful co-host,
Wow.
Abigail. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, this is your new home now.
Wow.
You're welcome to talk to us every day, any day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Glad to hear that.
Yeah, so Abigail is going to lecture us on a lot of stuff.
Lecture care.
Yeah, it's lecture. Okay, you're going to inform us, or we're going to discuss about something that is actually has been itchy and has been like on a lot of people's like lips. People have been talking
Yeah.
about it, and we should also talk about it because it's important. It affects us and then our society, and then is of importance actually.
True.
Yeah, and that is
Girl, child, marriage.
yeah, girl child marriage. So is there let me start like this. Is there a perfect time to get married?
Wow. That's a very good question. Um, I think this question is very specific. There's no generic answer to it because I feel like my own perfect time to get married might not be yours. So
Okay.
it depends. I think it depends on the person's readiness.
Okay.
When you feel ready to get married, then that should be your perfect time.
How would you know you're ready?
Okay. I think there are some parameters that have to be in place, some factors to be considered. I think you need to be emotionally ready,
Okay.
physically as well. You shouldn't be a child. Marriage is not for children.
True.
Emotional, physical, financial as well. I think is very important.
Very, very well.
Yeah. So because all these things affect marriage in a whole lot of ways, so you need to pay attention to these things and make sure that you're actually ready. Because, as I said, marriage is not for children. Like,
I hope you're listening, kids.
Stop. Oh my god. Yeah. So yes.
You should be ready. Like, you have to check all these parameters, like you've said.
Yeah.
And how do you know who to marry, or how, like, let's say I feel like I'm ready to marry, is knowing the person, like the person I'm supposed to get married to. Is it something that I should, or let's say I just want to get married. Okay, I feel I'm ready to get married. So even if I don't like have, let's say, like a girlfriend, you can just bring any woman from anywhere for me, then I'll just get married.
No. Well, in my opinion, I feel like it's good to marry your friend.
Why?
Okay. I'm not saying it has to be so all the time, but I think it pays off in the long haul. Okay. You know your friend to a certain extent, right? You know what the person likes and what he doesn't like. He knows what you like. He or she knows what you like or don't like. And you guys know each other on to a certain level, and you kind of have an idea whether or not you guys are compatible. You know, you can be friends with someone, but you may not be compatible on some levels like that.
Yeah.
So I feel you knowing that person, you'll be able to, will I be able to live with that person, with this person?
Yeah.
Can this person actually live with me? Can we coexist, cohabit peacefully? Because
Yeah, this is
yes.
Let me tell you something. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, and then we're discussing about something very close to this.
Okay.
And he said, so many people just get into like marriage without really, like, without a proper test. And what he was trying to say is, now if you have a girlfriend and you're in love with the girlfriend, but on the real, you guys have not stayed together.
Mm.
When you guys want to meet, it's a planned thing.
Yeah.
So you're going to be financially ready.
Yeah.
You guys have missed each other for some time, and then there's this feeling, okay, I've missed this person, so when I get to meet this person, there is this like this spark that you have,
Yeah.
and then before all those feelings like dies off, you guys will have to go back to your different places, and then you guys will generate that missing again, and then when you come back to meet, like it's the same thing. So you guys will enjoy the company of each other because you
Exactly.
stay apart for some time and then you come. But in marriage, it's not the same thing.
No.
You always together.
Okay. Yeah. Well, from what I just understood, like, you need to be apart for a while, come back and be apart so that you have a chance to meet each other. Is that it?
Yeah, I'm just saying, if you guys are not married, that's how you get to meet,
Okay.
because you don't stay together.
True. Very true.
So like you just sometimes maybe you're not really into the person like that, but because you guys will be apart for some time and then you generate that missing.
I get it.
So when you come together, it's a perfect like fit,
Mm-hmm.
and then you don't really get to know, okay, if I sleep and wake up with this person doesn't have makeup, this person, like all those stuffs, they are not in play. So that's what I'm saying. When you get married to someone,
Yeah.
you're always with the person.
True.
So like when the person is looking good, you're with the person.
Good and bad days.
Yeah, so that is what I'm saying.
Okay. I feel like some questions, or better still, some answers are personal. For instance, what I may look for in a partner may not be what you are looking for.
True.
I feel like, yeah, marriage is not an easy thing. That's a
Can
fact.
never be.
That's something I myself am fully aware of. But then there are some basic things that you should. Let me just backpedal a bit.
Okay.
Before you marry someone, well, in my own understanding, I feel like you can never know someone 100% till when you actually live with them. And even when you live with them, it can't be 100% because there are some things, for instance, about myself. I go through certain situations and I end up reacting in a certain way. And I'm like, wow, I never thought that I would react that
like
way.
that, yeah.
So there is that. But at the same time, there are basic traits that one looks out for.
Okay.
I think, the famous list. I think this is more, girls tend to do more of that, to have that list.
Okay.
Oh, I want him to be tall, dark and handsome,
Yeah. Spec.
So those things. So I feel like if you are self-aware enough to know yourself well and what you can cope with or what you can live with, it will help you in knowing who fits you, who suits you more, who you are more compatible with.
Okay.
I feel it will help you when you come to live. And obviously, we are all humans, we are flawed, no one is perfect. So you should always expect that there will be some misunderstandings here and there because of clashes, upbringing, cultural, what have you.
Okay, let me say something.
Yeah.
Now. I have had this discussion in the past before. I don't know how wrong I am or how right I am.
Yeah.
But then this is what I said. I said marriage is not about love.
Okay.
And this is my reason for saying that.
Okay.
I said there could be a fraction of love, like in your attempt to get a partner or to be with someone, but when it comes to marriage, I don't think it solely depends on love. Now it's because now love is something like that maybe it grows. It's something that can grow, or and something that can actually die with time.
Yeah.
If you marry on the basis of like love, it is possible that you fall out of love over a certain time or over like a period of time.
Okay.
Then what happens to the marriage? I said marriage is about decision.
Okay.
If you decide to get married and your decision is genuine, that means you have come to terms with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to marry this person. I'm going to spend the rest of my life with this person.
Yeah.
No matter what will come, you have already decided that this is what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And that will keep you in the marriage.
Okay.
But if you do it on the basis of, okay, I love this person, this guy is fine, this girl is fine, then I'm married to this. What will happen if that person is not fine, or that person doesn't have the money,
Something
then
happens.
yeah,
right?
or maybe you start loving another person, like what will happen to the marriage?
I kind of agree with you on some of the points you've mentioned. Yeah,
I'm not
but I
totally
feel-
wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you're right because marriage, yes, love is good,
Mm,
but
love is
marriage,
beautiful.
yeah, it's a beautiful thing. But marriage requires more than love.
Thank
right?
you for saying
There should
that.
be trust. There should be respect. There
Yeah.
should be support. There should be so many things that I think make up the basic foundation for it to stay strong.
Yeah.
So all these things are important. But just like you said, if you base your, I think we shouldn't be shallow in the things we look out for, because I think by a person saying, "Oh, because I'm going to marry this person because I love him or her," and you go on. What if something happens and you don't find the person as or as appealing as before?
Yeah.
I mean,
Which is
physically.
Which is very possible.
You know, it's
like,
possible. We are humans. We
Yeah.
age.
Yeah, that's true.
We change.
Very,
So-
very true too.
Yeah. So I agree with you on that at least.
So now, there's a
Mm.
lot of things to talk about when it comes to marriage because it's so broad.
Yeah.
And there's one thing I don't like, especially from our people around here.
Okay.
There's this thing they say in Hausa. It's in Hausa. Say I aure ai hakuri.
Okay.
I hate that
Makes the
thing.
two of us.
I hate that thing
Oh,
because if they say aure ai hakuri, that means there's a problem somewhere, or there's going to be a problem. Why does it have to be like that?
okay. We share the same sentiments on that. Really, I dislike that statement. I wonder why people keep saying that, especially at weddings. They'll tell, especially the lady, the woman, I used to say hakuri.
Say hakuri.
Say
That means
hakuri,
there's
go
going
away.
to be a problem.
And I'm like, should she be anticipating problems that would require? I
Exactly.
don't get the
Why should you decide to go into
meaning behind that.
problems?
But then I think that it's because when you live with a person,
Mm.
like both of you have different personalities, different likes and dislikes,
Yeah.
different things. So sometimes there might be clashes
Mm-hmm.
between you.
Yeah.
So I guess the hakuri they always emphasize on is in living with someone before. Have you ever heard of people saying, the first year of marriage is the hardest, or the first 5 years? If you guys survive it,
That's-
chiki." No, seriously,
That is-
me, I've heard it.
you have grown into the hakuri.
So I
Ah.
guess they're just trying to say when clashes come up and stuff, should be patient with each other. You should tolerate each other and stuff, so that
That
you
means
live peacefully.
marriage comes with problems. So now
Hmm.
that actually
really.
leads us to a child getting into marriage.
Yeah.
It naturally comes with problem that grown people find it difficult to survive,
Mm-hmm.
and then now here's a child that barely understands enough about life. Then you have
True.
to deal with another human being and
Mm.
possibly get to bore other human beings. and then you have to like live together as a family.
Yeah. Sad but true.
Yes, I was reading somewhere. I don't remember everything they say um about 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 40%
Mm-hmm.
of marriages in the north are
Yeah.
guilty of something like that.
Yeah.
And then I was beginning to wonder, like, that's a lot. Like the number is much.
Yeah.
And then constitutionally, I've seen somewhere too, constitutionally, like you're not supposed, like I think is you should be 18 before you get married. And then, but we live in a country where there's different beliefs, people with their traditions, people with different culture and religion,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of stuffs. And then sometimes what is there in the constitution not is not in line with people's tradition and people's way of life.
Yeah.
So how do you actually reconcile all these stuffs?
Well, that's a very good question. I feel like okay. This girl child marriage thing has so many facets in the sense that okay, I don't think we really were free enough to exercise all our civic human rights,
Mm.
the civil human rights. So I feel like if there should be more, we should encourage more advocacy on the rights of the
Okay.
girl child.
Mm.
There should be more empowerment on. She should be more enlightened on her rights,
Mm.
and I also feel there is a place for enlightenment for the parents as well, because if they know better, they will do better.
Mm. True.
And another thing, I think one of the most important is because if you look at it here, this thing happens more in the northern part of Nigeria
Yeah.
and mostly in Muslim, how will I even say, northern states where there is Sharia law and all those things.
Yeah.
Because, it's just like the interplay of religion and culture.
Mm.
Because Islam, as one of the most widely practiced religions in Nigeria, kind of permits that.
Yeah.
Because even Prophet Muhammad married, I think, Aisha at the age of 9.
Mm.
You remember a while ago, some years back, there was the case of this governor and even Senator Ahmed Yerima
Mm.
that married the Egyptian girl 13 years. So he kind of justified it based on religion.
Mm.
So, when it comes to people's religion, you have to be very careful on what you say because it's actually their right to
Mm.
practice it. And the other aspect is the cultural aspect,
Yeah.
whereby we have so many ethnic groups in Nigeria.
Very, very
So,
plenty.
yeah, so sometimes the parents in question, now back to the parents, sometimes the parents do that to kind of sustain family alliance,
Mm-hmm.
to seal up friendships.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Sometimes to just appreciate a benefactor or to just, sometimes I think it's the Fulanis, if I'm not mistaken, that they can even betroth their child like after birth to a person and they have to
I've heard about
keep that
too.
promise.
Mm.
So all these things, I think if we are to actually look into the laws that are enacted and actually we already have these laws. There's the girl not the girl child, it's about the child, I think act something that was in place, but then not every state, I think about 12 states have not yet domesticated it.
Okay.
So if we are to put these things in our laws and enforce them and find a way of kind of merging some of these religious laws and like these ones,
Yeah.
and find a way of making the people, communities accepting it,
Yeah.
embracing it, and then we'll make progress.
But
If not, because really, if we don't do that, I'm sorry, if we don't do that, it might be very hard for some of the northern states to actually accept it because it's like you're trying to alter a religious stuff which you shouldn't be doing in the first place.
Yeah.
So I think there are a lot of things that could be done, that can be done, but then can we actually do it?
I have seen somewhere. I think someone get married to a lady that was very very young, and then there's people everywhere on social media. People are saying a lot of stuffs about it. How
Yeah.
it is so not cool. And then there's this guy that actually said something, and what he said was, if it's a parent and he has a daughter, and the daughter is not ready. Let me not say ready. Is the daughter is not old enough, like
Okay.
let's say according to the constitution, and then she
Mhm.
really wants to get married. He will let her marry because he cannot control the urge of the daughter. So instead of like holding her back from getting married,
Mhm.
and which eventually she'll actually go out on the street and then do a lot of stuff that she's not supposed to,
Mhm.
he probably just let her get married.
Yeah. That's a
Is
good
that a
point.
good reason?
Well, it even kind of reminded me, one of the points is like the moral standing of the girl. You know, here in Nigeria especially, especially northern Nigeria, you know, there is this like keeping yourself is very good. I feel it's a beautiful thing. But then some people in a quest to kind of stop, kind of reduce the rate of immorality in the community, so they feel like, and you know, like a huge importance is placed on the girl's virginity before marriage.
Yeah.
So they feel like her getting married early would
Will help her
help
like
her,
attain
not
that.
only her, to help the family's honor because she hasn't stained the family's name, and it will also help avert like premarital pregnancy, out of wedlock, all those things,
Yeah.
which consequently kind of tarnishes the family's image.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's a good thing, but the only issue I have is that why isn't the same thing placed on the male child about the family honor thing? Do you understand?
When I was in secondary school, there's this
Mhm.
man. He's like, I think he's, let's say he's mid 40s.
Okay.
Yeah, or early 40s. He looks it. And they say he's married to a lady that was in GS2.
Are you serious?
Yeah, in our school. And he comes to pick her like every day. We were young, like I didn't understand it. Like I'm like, what, this man? And the girl was like, she was very small.
Okay, you know, this is like something I wish I understood or I could understand, because it's really hard. I don't, but okay. What I've noticed in such cases is that such girls normally don't have a say. They can't say yes or no. It's like the father said it, it's done. You have to obey.
But what can be
Because-
done? What can be done? Is there anything that could be done? Even though you've said something about like they need to enlighten the children,
Yeah.
that's the girl child, and even the parents. Sometimes they don't really know enough.
Mm-hmm.
But is there anything you feel like the government should do?
Okay. Yes.
Because it's in the constitution, but then I don't think it's something that's
Yeah.
enforced.
As I said, yes, it is, but we don't really follow. It's kind of vague. It's not being followed as it should be. I feel like the government can come in the legislative sector. They are the ones that make the laws, right?
Yeah.
So they should make laws that kind of prohibit that in a way that doesn't affect some people's religion.
Okay.
I feel like if they do it and follow up, because sometimes
That's going to be difficult, you know.
yeah,
Because
I
if the
know.
religion says you're allowed to do something like this, and then the law is saying something different, I don't know.
Maybe they could sit down with the sheikhs, like the leaders, and have a talk on this, because like the girl child marriage thing affects the girl a lot in negative ways.
Yeah.
Like, it even affects the economy, because you can imagine if these girls were allowed to go to school, were allowed to develop as they should, they'll go to school, like, be able to work. Don't you think the economy will be better? Like, I feel like it's always good to go to a place where there is diversity in the sense of, in terms of ideas,
Yeah.
in terms of not only male dominated. I feel no, it should be mixed. I think it's better that way. So I think that would help, and also enlightenment, because I believe if you are enlightened on the dangers of actually marrying out, giving out your daughter at a certain age, and
You
the
wouldn't want-
risk
You wouldn't
involved.
want
If
it.
you truly love that girl,
Yeah, you wouldn't
you
want
should
it.
think twice.
And I've noticed like most of the people, even though like not all, but most
Mhm.
the less privileged people, they are actually the ones that are actually involved in this
Yeah.
the more.
True.
Could it be like it's a way to like take responsibilities of the parent?
Yeah, I think so to a certain extent. Yes.
So poverty is a problem.
It has always been a problem. Yeah, I feel like, yes, if they knew better, they would do better.
I don't think there's a rich person that is going to, or let's say a well-to-do person will let his daughter get married at 12.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Yeah.
No matter the age.
Yeah.
No matter the age.
And I feel like it's sometimes a matter of mindset as well.
Yeah.
Because let's assume you have a daughter, and okay, as a father, for instance,
Yeah.
you keep talking to her, okay, what do you want to be in life? How are you? How is school? All those things. So, in as much as I know, when a child reaches a certain age, adolescence, and there is the puberty, the hormones are raving,
Yeah.
that stage, how it's like, yes, you have the urges and stuff, but it also depends on what you are focused on at that time.
Yeah.
Because, for instance, if it's at that stage that you start having feelings for the opposite sex and all that. But if you have someone who kind of guides you,
Yeah.
okay, tells you, oh, what do you want to be? You want to be a doctor? Okay, you should look into this. I think you'll be focused on that, and you don't have much time to be thinking of, oh, marriage. But in this our society nowadays, sometimes secondary school, in fact, which SS1, just 2. They're thinking of having boyfriends, for goodness sake. So you see, like, at that age, you shouldn't even be thinking of boyfriends. Like, removing the hormonal aspect. You should be focused on your studies or something more productive.
So this is where we are.
That's just my opinion, Sha.
You'll be surprised what happened in secondary school these days. Like,
Yeah.
like very, very little children.
Oh my god.
But that's life. Can we say like we are evolving?
Well, I guess we can say that. I don't know whether it's a positive one or
It's
a
not
negative
positive.
one.
It's not positive. It's not positive. Yeah, but well, it's good. It's like this type of conversation is it's needed. Like,
Yeah.
at least, even though we're not like in position to do something about it, but like
Yeah.
we are in a position to speak up, like just
Use our voices.
yeah. And there's you might not know, the people out there can actually learn a lot from like just other people's opinion. And
Yeah, that's true.
so I think that's our time and that's our show.
Oh.
We should do like a second edition of this.
It would be good.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people that will have something to say about this. So just in
Mhm.
case you're watching and you've listened to this and you have comments, you can actually write to us.
Mhm.
Whichever way, like you get to listen to this, you can just write across to us. Then we'll read your comments and if you have questions on the second edition, we'll talk about it. Right?
Okay, sure.
So Abigail or Abby, which one? Which one is?
I'm fine with both actually.
Okay, Abby, thanks for coming
Thanks
to
for
the
having
show.
me.
This
Thanks for having me.
This is your home. You can come anytime.
Yeah, sure. Thank